I want to take a minute to take a look at my friend Trevor's game, see how his game sense is, and maybe a little bit of PvP, but I think primarily we're going to be looking at game sense and execution a little bit. So I guess we should start. If I go over things that seem obvious, then it's just because I don't really know where the line is. But sorry if I'm kind of talking down, because just gonna say whatever I think is like misplayed. So starting off, nothing wrong yet. That's pretty good. Okay. So right there, I'm actually confused. I watched the 666 wins video, and the starting, just the first second, was off with that too. Like you jumped a little bit late, and for this one you sprint a little bit late. So I don't see the sprinting toggled. I don't know where it is, but like it it looks like walking FOV right now. Then it takes you. See how it engages? That's not how it is for me, so I don't know if that's ping, but I don't think it is because we get some. Okay, all right. So wood sword. That's great off the bat. Right here, I don't know what you do. I haven't looked at it yet, but I would go and try to crit someone out. See if I could get some loot, because that's like two free chests right there, assuming that they're looting like an average amount. And then like I wouldn't spend the effort. To get. I'd go for the like experience battle is really easy because it's super bright, and then iron boots, and then rod of course, and food. But like that's not worth the effort. It just takes up a hotbar slot. And in this circumstance, I'd actually like. I mean, you don't have to do this. It's not going to make you win or lose a game, but I'd hit 2 and put the fishing rod directly into slot 2. But see, right now it's not even in your hotbar. And if you didn't pick up this wooden axe, then this wouldn't have been an issue in the first place. So make sure to look in the chest thoroughly. And I'd grab that boat, but not a big deal. So at this point, I think it's pretty. For one, you've already looked in this chest, and for two, not a lot of people are around. Like, I'd definitely attack this guy, but short of that, I'd arrange my inventory like right away. Rod is like amazingly important if you're running away or if you're fighting someone, but largely like I don't know, if you're running away, it's like vital. And this is the time that I would do that, but I think it takes you a minute. That guy had the same weapon as you, but because it's the beginning of the game, like you have a lot to gain. So if you would have gone after that such fear guy, like right there, then he would have fought you back because he also has a weapon, and you actually have like some decent armor. So like in this position, I would have been entirely confident that I could have killed that guy. So I just would have, and then I'd get a level, and boom, pow, you have sharpness 1 already because the enchanting table is over here to the east. But you're in the opposite direction, which isn't the worst thing. Like, we're not sure that this guy has something for you, but just statistically, it's going to be in your best interest to go for kills like that. Okay, I would wait until I was either going downward, like either vertically going downward or already on flat ground to use those experience bottles, because you're going to lose a few of the orbs. I don't think you would have gotten level 2. There's a low chance that you would have, but you can lose experience orbs that way. I'm going to set this back to normal speed. Did you drop the map? I don't even drop the map, but... Okay, so... Alright, so right now, you did find a bunch of chests. This is not bad, but I wouldn't call it a blunder. I'd call it like a mistake, because right now you have 4.5 armor bars, you have a weapon, and you have a rod. And your weapon isn't shabby; it's like fine. And you have one level. You can go see if you can enchant the sword. Just like there's a 50-50 chance that you could be able to do that. But like at this point in the game, like right here, I'd go through the house, see what chests are available, grab the ones on the ground floor, and keep running to the south. Wait, keep running to the east. Just kidding. Keep running to the other directions. Keep running to the north, because like the chances that you're going to run into someone else are very high. Like I already saw 3 or 4 people go that way right in the beginning. Like it was in your view. So given that knowledge, like it's not worth your time to go after a few more chests, because like look at this. You already have food. That flint probably isn't going to come in handy. Egg, like 1 egg, and then like these 2 other items are like completely useless. So like, and that was like a fine chest. Early game, like you can't expect that much more, and that's the point. I mean, if there's a low chance of improving, then you should be doing something else with your time. In this case, running out and getting more distance from spawn to try to find people, because people spread out, would have been a good usage of your time. So yeah, I mean, sure it doesn't cost you the game because you won, but yeah. Wow, that was a good find. Holy crap, that was quite the find there. And he gives you an extra 1.5 armor bars. He drops his axe. Okay. Go enchant. My brain is telling me to tell you to go enchant. What's happening? Okay, there's a firework behind you, which I would 100%, 110% at least look back to, and then for me, I would go fight it. Even if I'm going to craft arrows or something, I'm not sure what you're going to do right now. It's not obvious to me, but in this position, I'd at least look back, because someone just died. Like if you go back there, you know that the victor's already there. He might be low health, and he like good chance that he has stuff that you want. So like, given that opportunity is there and he's in earshot, it's like, go for it. It's only like 24 blocks or 16 blocks or something that you'd hear that like that. So I don't know if you play with sound. If you don't, then you should. Okay. I have a tip here. This isn't even a game sensey thing. This is just kind of like a trick. So right here, hold on, man, I hate that. Okay. Right here, I would be mindful of his approach coming up. And then you come to, when you're in this position right here, it should be highlighted like 1, 2, 3, you're in range. So right here, you can see his head popping over the corner. Right here, you could craft. And just that positioning alone would have given you enough time to be a little bit more leisurely with your crafting. Not because you want to be leisurely, but to pull off this trick. So from that point, you have enough time to get your sword in, and then you pause. You pause and you don't wait until he hits you with a rod. You don't back up after that. You don't go. So you craft the sword and you turn around. You don't do that. When you're crafting, the best thing to do is to be here, and then when you're done crafting, you pull the stuff out of the inventory, out of the crafting box, and then you close the inventory and you stand still. And then once they're like at initiation range, then you hit them with your rod. You hit them with your rod, and then you get in a crit, and like I don't know. Often that'll lead me to like maybe a 3-4 hit combo. Like it's very effective. People don't expect it. It's crazy. So like the upshot of you doing this is that 1, you get more knockback, which is bad, and 2, he like runs. He knows that you're like there, so he knows that you're like prepared. So that kind of hurt this exchange because now he's running, which is unfortunate. And then also, it's okay, it's fine. Okay, so when I watch you strafe, here's a tip. I don't know if you always strafe like this, but in the beginning, especially with Mindplex players, you use like 80 strafing. Like you can dodge an arrow because you only have to move to the left like half a block. So you move like you run like toward him, maybe a little bit like maybe you can like crab a little bit, but you run toward him and just strafe a little bit, and then he'll like maybe catch onto it, but once you start going left to right to kind of juke him, if you're not already to him, which you would have if you had dodged one of his arrows, at that point you look to the left and you press like E to go to the right. So you kind of like fake him out. So it looks like you're going to go to the left and then you go to the right. So right now you're pointed left and you're holding A. So you're going in the same direction as you're pointing. So it's pretty obvious you're not like faking him out. That's like, see, looking completely left, holding A. That strafe isn't as effective, but it's okay. I think this will bode well for you. Let's see. So right, okay. Huh. Okay, you're looking at him. Start clicking now. Start clicking like you're at the 3 block range. Should be clicking. And now I'm very surprised that hit did not land. I don't think that was your fault. That was unpredictable. And then it lands. And at this point, okay. That was good. Good job, that one. That one's fine for you. That guy's not that scary. It's easier to say this in hindsight than in foresight. Like, it's harder to predict this, but that guy isn't that scary. Like, I think it very much would have been like a better decision to turn around and rod him in place, because then you have him. Like, people don't really, if you rod them back, like just rodding them back won't like deter them. So at this stage, you could rod him back until you're at 7 or 8. I mean, 7's only like 7's only 2 hearts away. So that's completely feasible. I would have turned around and done that, because like right here, you're really like begging him to leave you alone, which isn't really. I mean, look, he has comparable armor and a weapon with like 2.5, 3.5 less damage. Like, you can take him, but you kind of get him to go away, which is inadvisable, because like you could have just gotten that kill. I mean, I know you want to put on the leggings, but yeah. Also, you would have been out of the way of this guy. Here, so when you have 3, or F5, I guess I should say, because you're like looking at, when you F5, you don't have to look so far up. Like here, you can look. If I'm trying to look behind me, like I don't know, 30-degree angle of attack, 25 degrees, 30 degrees is completely enough. You don't need to look like this. It actually gives you less view of the stuff like back there. So I'd recommend this, and then it also makes it way less work. It like cuts in half or cuts in a third the amount of effort it takes to look behind you, and then like back and forth you can see everything. Your body doesn't get in the way just because of how nimble it is. So so for that, like, I don't know, that's not a big deal, but it takes less effort, which is good. And it also it also doesn't make it as apparent that it's way less obvious to the person who's chasing you that you're F5ing, which is kind of nice because they don't notice, and it's like tactical. So yeah. So I mean, like, you missed a rod, but I can't complain about that. Like, everybody misses rods. Okay, so that rod was useless. The initial one, here I'll explain why. So right now he's jumping over. He's on top of the table right now. He's on top of the table. He's already like 1 block away from hitting range. So, or from like 3.3 or 3. So if you rod him here, then there's nothing you're doing. He's already 2 blocks away. I mean, he hasn't swung yet, but he's already there. Like, there's nothing you're doing with that rod, except for maybe like preparing for a combo. But the reason preparing for a combo here is not a relevant point. Is that this momentum makes him dip over the edge. So now he has that block behind him. So that rod like was a waste of time. If you had done it here, so I would like to suggest a better time to do it, which would have been now or now. If you had done it then you could have kept him up on this ledge and gotten below ground advantage. And that would have been awesome. You could have just ran him through into the house and demolished him. That could have gone like very well if you had just like hit it right here, because then he's jumping up. He's in the air, so right now he has a like he's more affected by knockback because he's in the air. So you hit him now, and then like he keeps running forward and like lands on top. So by the time you get to him, you're like on this block right here of the grass. And he's like right there, so you have below ground advantage. You're out of range for him. He's in range for you. You get a few combo. You ram him into the house because like yeah, that would have gone really well. That would have gone very very well. But it's okay. So I can't complain. I can't complain about those hits. You were looking at him. Let me look at your CPS. Ah, man, your encoding could be better. I can't read. Does that say 5? I can't really tell. Oh, clicks. Okay. I was looking at the keystrokes, but there's a click thing. So let's see. I saw 4. Am I wrong? 4? Man. Okay. Well. My phone just went crazy. It like beeped incessantly for like 10 seconds. Okay. So this wasn't bad. I think you missed one hit. You were looking a little bit to the left of his head, but like that's an obvious thing to improve. This that'll get better with time. It's all good. So right here, this was like that hit was not that predictable. Like that last hit that got you down, like that got you down to 1.5. That last hit wasn't that predictable. So I'd say you disengaged at a good time. And speeding up onto that tree right there is like great because it accelerates you like really quickly. So I'd say that was a very good usage of that little mini strat. All right. So going around houses like this, like I don't expect you to get hit by him because you know where he's gonna be. So this went well for you. That was good. Good interaction. Good kill. Solid. Slightly dangerous. If you want to go for like really good win percent, I don't think Valk would have done that. But high standards. All right, so right coming down, that's freaking dangerous. If someone knows how to use Brawler well, then like right here, he's out of your range, but you're in his range because of below gun advantage. So if someone knows how to use Brawler well, and they initiate like that, then in his position, like it would have been possible to have that work in his favor a little bit better. But for the most part, I'll just say like this worked out well for you. I would have rotted him on the way down. When I get Brawlered, I Brawler zone on the way down so that I can like reinitiate a combo. Because otherwise, like chances are that you'll like start getting hit back on the way down. If you're playing against someone good. So yeah. Here, let's see. This hit is insane. Well, it's not as insane as I thought it was. It's just a little bit delayed. Like, see how he dies, like, when your crosshair is all the way up. Your crosshair is here, right? Yeah, your crosshair is all the way off. And it says your ping is 50, so, wow, mind flex. Alright, so, there, he pops. Chest looting is like, or not chest looting, I mean like item dropping is it is an art. It's like picking patterns. So like if you had like some blocks like this and they're like here, like you had some other like junk here, and then like if the more like higher stuff, harder to drop out things are over here, then I'd pick like that, and you just go like because they were all like in a pattern for you already, like you can just pick that and like it's already predefined for you. So you're kind of like good. Like in this position, I would have gone over to these things that you immediately want to drop out, and just like easy peasy gone like in a little zigzag pattern, and dropped out all of this stuff because it's like it's right there, and all that stuff is super easy to drop out. So right here, like that's something I would have done because you spent some time like you looked at the weed and then you pulled it off to the side, and you like had to do a double take, looked at the compass. So they're like, yeah, I think in the beginning you just like swoop it all out, and you don't have to worry about looking at stuff because then like it's easier to adjust something once it's all in instead of one at a time. So yeah, there's that. That's a more general tip because here it didn't really affect that much, but yeah. Hold on, wait. Why did you go to the right of this house? It would have been faster to the left. Okay, right here. Like just jump over to the left. It's like a huge open crater. That would have been faster. I mean, even if you didn't ram into the doorway, like hopping over that wall takes time. I notice you don't F5 very much. I F5 like incessantly. Like I'll just be running around randomly, and I'll like check behind me. So like whenever there's like a dull moment, I'll look behind me. So that's something to note because it gives you a really good sense of your surroundings if you do that frequently. So I would just do that like at least a few times a minute, if not more. Hey. Okay. Wow. The second rod. So the second rod, I wouldn't have done. You were already in a fantastic place. The second rod was unnecessary, but it worked out great. He didn't back off, so it worked out fantastically for you. Good job. That interaction was positive. Wait, don't you use the G502? Why is your aim so jumpy? I don't know. Okay, so it's like one of the most annoying things people do is like they'll pretend to kite, and like kite an arbitrarily few number of blocks, then turn around and like it's unexpected. So that's kind of a game sense thing, knowing when that's gonna happen, and like right here, given he began kiting, like I don't know how unreasonable this rod placement is. Like, well, actually, never mind. That was way out there. Yeah, you threw your rod like off to the right somewhere. If it were in a reasonable location, I think it would have gone for him because it's pretty close. So that doesn't bode well for you. And you didn't. If he's already getting a combo on you, I'd recommend like going for a rod to stop him. But it all happened pretty quickly. Oh, a team! Look at that. Was that a team? I think so. I guess I'll find out. Man, this music. I'm gonna be really unhappy if this music is like way louder than my voice is. Wait, hold on, I wasn't looking. Alright, this is like the most dangerous thing ever. Make sure to check your compass before you come in here and enchant. You also didn't... Okay, yeah. Check your compass. Check, look around. Sharp 2. Tight. Ah, that was avoidable. With the new 1.8 enchanting, there's no excuse to get. There's no like excuses for getting bad enchants, unless you have like excess levels, so you're just using stuff to burn. but like that's it. Whoa. Okay, right here, this is he got the first hit here for like very obviously like you didn't hit a rod and you were strafing to the around him. So he was here and you were going like this. If you would have cut in and like slipped into that little hole, then he would have gotten hit by your sword. So like right here, if you had pressed A and like looked at him, then you could have started a straight line. So like you're coming around like this, and then you like slip in like that, and that would have like gotten him really well. Because like at this point, he's doing a strafe, and if you cut into his strafe with a straight line, then it would have like worked. Because yeah, you were close enough to begin it. That was an astonishing hit. I guess it was delayed. Wow. At this point, I would have cleaned my inventory. Just get it ready, because there's a lull. You don't know like quite where people are right now, and you have tons of easy stuff to just throw out. Could have been like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds. Alrighty, yo. Anything less than 100 blocks is like, if someone's like less than 100 blocks away and they're not making an effort to be super hard to find, less than 100 blocks, like you only need one compass. You only need one compass usage to find them. Oh, is he low? Oh, it's your sharpness too, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, this is something I've seen tons of people do. Don't spam eggs like that. There's like, you can only hit someone like twice a second. So if you have your like, this is the fastest you should be shooting. See, 2 CPS, and then haha. Still going, Trevor. Okay, so like, because the knockback it doesn't like stack. If you hit them twice in one tick, it's not gonna knock back them. Oh, this freaking cat. It's not gonna knock them back like twice in those few ticks span. It's gonna be like half a second. So you need to conserve your snowballs, and it'll be equal effectiveness. So that's really something that's bugs me. So when people do that, like spam snowball, spam egg, it's like equally or less effective because you're not focusing on the aim as much. And like, yeah, could go into that more detail, but I won't. That was good. No complaints on the finishing. Grab those compasses. Grab those compasses, and I'd grab the diamond axe just to keep people from taking it, and maybe some of that stuff. So like, right here, 2 compasses and stuff. That's worth getting. So while you're running here, you can throw away that sword. You can throw away your uncooked bacon. It's not worth keeping there. Like while you're running, you can just throw that stuff away because you're not doing anything else. Looking in empty chests like this, I'd just throw my extra inventory stuff in there to clear my inventory. Like, clearing inventory periodically is good, but doing it like incrementally is bad. He's upstairs. Good catch. Oh, harsh. Damn. So after you kill someone, check your compass. This is a good habit to get into for two main reasons. One is that like you need to find another target. So just unless you know where you're going or you have an inkling, like you're just shooting blind where you're gonna go next. So check your compass to know what to do next. Then also like getting cleaned up in general sucks a lot. So after you kill someone, like checking gives you kind of like a rain check. Oh, that was a good hit. Nice catch. Right here. That was good. And then right, just FYI, you weren't in danger, so there's a chance you like would have done this if he were more of a threat. But right here would have been a perfect time to rod, because he could reinitiate pretty well. And I loot everybody. I loot all the bodies. Oh, I didn't realize that guy was there. Okay, well. Pick up his axes so he can't reuse them. Oh, okay, good. Good going. So, that rod was not your fault. That just went through. Alright. So I won't talk about this last because it was effective. And, there you go. P won the game. Ooh, 1283. Wow. I guess there's that glitch. It doesn't count your games played anymore. Alright, so I hope that was effective. I hope I didn't give criticism that was too obvious or too harsh or bad. But yeah, that's thoughts from a survival games expert. So yeah.